What's up, guys? This is Cloud7470 here, bringing you a video. So it's the new format, and there's a YCS this upcoming weekend. It's about friggin' time. So it's either this weekend or next weekend. I don't remember. Next weekend, yeah, the following weekend. So it's about friggin' time we get a YCS that's like actually interesting. Like Miami was cool and all. It was nice just to get back, and it just helped get back into the game from the off season. But now it's like, alright, let's do this. Let's get started. So I'm bringing back my tournament segment where we discuss the meta, what to expect, and my predictions for YCS Austin. So first off, let's go ahead and discuss the meta. Top 5 decks of March 2013 as of right now. So yeah, as of March, Mermails. Mermails are the absolute best. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. You can, the Undyne version and the Mono version, both extremely good, extremely fast, very tough to beat. It is a big problem. It is going to be the best, most played deck at the YCS, guaranteed. And it's gonna be the toughest match for almost everything. It is really difficult. It is just too good. The ability to just like drop 7s like crazy and go Big Eye and what is the one they go? Abyss Gyos is ridiculous. Abyss Gyos is a really disgusting card, and it's no fun to deal with. So Mermails are definitely the best. Number 2, in my opinion, is Macro Rabbit. Macro Rabbit is the anti-meta meta deck. It is so cheap now and still very, very competitive. Not even for the ability of what was I say? Not even for the main aspect of it, which is Macrocosmos, Dolka, and Logia. Just because trap cards are so good, like, it's just, you have the answers to everything, you're gonna win. So as long as you have the answers, you should be fine. Plus, with Macrocosmos and Dolka and Logia, it's like GG. So number 3, I would say Fire Fist, and it would have to be the Rabbit version, I think. Yeah, Rabbit Fist are probably the best. Just the ability to like, yes, it's very slow, and like, but the whole deck is slow no matter which version you play. So the deck's good. It can only get better in the next set, the Lord of the Tecleon Galaxy, which it will get much better then. But until then, it's an okay deck right now. But it's still pretty good. Just the ability to go and make big beaters, search out everything, normal, double summon twice. It is a very viable deck. Plus, the ability to use Deck Devi really hurts the Mermails, and the ability to and you can also build other versions with the Fire King version, which is still very good because Garunix is a pain in the ass of a card. So that was number 3. For number 4, I'm going to actually say Dark Worlds. I hate that deck with a passion, but it is very good right now. Just like it always is at the start of a new format, because it's once again untouched. The format is still pretty well developed in our minds, but still, this is the first YCS, so we're not sure how it's going to develop yet. But as of right now, I'll say Dark Worlds are number 4 best right now. Just the ability to main deck Devastation Virus and Eradicator Epidemic Virus is very, very good. One of my friends who is at the tournaments in Ohio here, Marshall, aka Dark World Mofo, he just won Alter Reality Games Battle Pack Sealed Extravaganza thing. I missed it, I'm sorry. But top 16 was like, after top 16 it was like 4 rounds of conventional decks, advanced format, and he played Macro Rabbit round 4 and just opened the ability to get 2 Dark Worlds on the field, and then in the Macro Rabbit player's draw phase, he flipped Deck Devi, let it resolve, and then flipped Eradicator and just wiped his whole hand out in 1 turn. It was just the ability to do that is so good. And yes, Macro Rabbit and Macro Cosmos is floating around in every deck just about, but Dark Worlds, like, they have to get that macro off to be good. Yes, Dark Worlds have a very hard game 2 and 3, but they, just like I said, the ability for them just to drop your opponent's whole hand before they get a turn is gonna be a problem for them. Like, yeah, they lose. So I hate Dark Worlds to death. I really do. I hate that deck. But in my opinion, it is really, really good right now, and it is number 4 in my spot. And number 5 is going to be a tie, as of right now, between just a lot of, like, it's a pretty close, but actually I'll probably would give it to, see, this is difficult. I'd probably actually give it to Chaos Dragons. Just the ability to spam the field and make really big beaters is still a problem. Chaos Dragons are always going to be good. Blackluster Soldier is a card. Chaos Dragons and Chaos decks in general are always going to be around, and they're always going to be good. Following, like, slightly under, Agents are still decent. Just Christia really hurts everything, surprisingly, except Fire Fist. Fire Fist is the hardest matchup for Agents, I would say, just because they don't special summon often, and they can make bigger beaters than you. But Christia really does hurt almost everything, every deck out there. It's not as bad as last format, so I mean, it's definitely not as good of a deck as it was last format, but it is still a very viable deck, and you should keep an eye out on it for regionals and YCS coming up. Yugioh is still pretty good, and, like, once again, like I said with Macro Rabbit, just the ability to have the answers for everything is an amazing feature for your deck. If you just run 15 traps, you are usually going to be okay. Accompany with that with big beaters, and you'll be fine. And what else is there floating around right now? I think that's it. Oh, windups. Windups are still floating around. How could I forget the windups? Windups just won't die. Kill them, please. Don't. Why play them? Like, they're dead. Just let them die, please. There was a regional, which again, it is only a regional, but still, where windups went undefeated and took the whole tournament. And it was the Summoner Monk build, which is terrible. Like, Warrior is an okay card, I'll give you that. Windup Warrior is an okay card. Summoner Monk in that deck is terrible. When I was playing windups, and every windup player will agree, there's no time I ever want to ditch a spell. Even if I would have splashed in Tenki, that could be a rabbit, which is way better. I never want to ditch a spell. Summoner Monk is a terrible card in that deck, in my opinion. So, I think that's all the decks floating around right now. You know, you'll have rogue decks, Gravekeepers will show up, start of a new format, everybody's got to play Gladiator Beast. No, you don't. Don't play Gladiator Beast. Oh, no, there is 2 decks I want to talk about. Chamber and Final Countdown, and one more, sorry, 3 decks. That Gishki deck. No longer as big of a threat, but still very viable. Like, with 1 Day of Peace at 1, the decks definitely got hurt, but they're still trolls. The Gishki deck I don't think is even viable anymore. I think that's dead. But Chainburn and Final Countdown, even with only 1 Day of Peace, one Day of Peace, they are still very competitive decks. Competitive in a dumb way. So I think that's all the decks I want to talk about as for meta-analysis. So now, combating the meta, of course. I'll start with the hand traps. DD Krill. DD Krill is okay as of right now. You can splash it in for, you could side it for Dark Worlds and for Fire Kings, because you banish that Garunix and it's a problem. You banish Grapha and it's a problem. But I don't see a lot of Fire King play right now, just because they need the Yaksha, I think it's called. Yeah, Fire King Yaksha to be very good. So once the Yaksha comes out, and if it does in Techleon Galaxy, that's when you're going to start siding your DD Crows. Once again, Gemini Imps is still a great card for Dark Worlds. Effect Veiler. This card I do want to talk about, because this card is okay right now. It stops Fire Fist, which is amazing. So it just stops your Fire Fist. It's a very good card against rogue decks, like just the weird stuff that you're going to play against. Black Wings and Yugioh, Gadgets, Gravekeepers, all that jazz, Dragunities, Inzectors. Oh, I forgot to talk about Inzectors. Inzectors are still good. Don't let anyone tell you different. They're still good. They're not as good, though. But Effect Veiler stops all of them. And Maxi. This card, dumb. Don't play it. What's it good against now? It's good against Heretics, Samurais, which Samurais will be played like always. Windups. Like, yeah, you're gonna probably play against Samurais and maybe Windups, but you can probably take care of them with other card choices anyway. I don't see a reason to even side deck Maxi anymore. So now these two cards I want to talk about, which I've talked about before, but I still love them. First one, Overworked. Overworked is an amazing card against the Fire Fist. The Fire Fist, with all their spells and traps that increase their attack, you let them get their combos off, you flip this at the right time, they lose all their monsters. It's a really good card. And it also works for Inzectors, because when they do their combos and they equip, I think all the Inzectors that equip to them increase the attack. So, flip this, they lose everything. And they don't get searches and special summons, and they would get... no, they wouldn't even... They would get sword effect if they had targets. But so another card is Malevolent Catastrophe. This one is also good for Fire Fist when they would attack, destroy all spells and trap cards. I kind of like this one a little better right now, just because generic spell and trap removal is awesome. Starlight Road is a card, and it is seeing a lot more play, so keep that in mind. But this card is still really good just to get rid of cards. Also, very bad against Mermails, because they will change Sphere. Yes, they can change Sphere. It's not damage step, so I had to think. And then we'll get on to these three, which Macro, Soul Drain, and DeFi. These cards are still amazing, really hurt water, Dark Worlds. DeFi, still not nearly as good, just because it helps Fire Fist, it helps Inzectors, it helps Windups, and other XYZ decks that I don't know about off the top of my head. But it is still very good. If it helps you, play it. Why not? Macrocosmos is by far the best. Kills water, kills fire, kills Dark Worlds, kills everything if you flip it off early enough. But you have to flip it off early enough. And then Soul Drain, if you can't run those two, if you're playing Chaos Dragons, you're playing Dark... No, never mind. If you're playing stuff that you want in your grave, but you don't need the effects necessarily, such as Chaos Dragons or Agents. This hurts Dark Worlds completely. Whew, way over my head. It's a little late. But Soul Drain is still a very viable card. Also just extra hate against water. Not so much fire though. But if you really have a bad water matchup, or you just really hate water, which most people do, and you can side Macrocosmos, and you do want to side this really hurts them too. So keep that in mind. Now, I wanted to wait, because I wanted to wait when talking about this card here, to bring up this deck as well, because Cyber Dragon is still a very good side card because people are playing that Car Curry deck. Car Curry's topped once, and everybody's like, gotta play Car Curry, OTK! You don't. But if you play against it, or you play against Gadgets or Yugioh, Cyber Dragon is there for you. It's also very good against rogue decks. Just being able to bring out a 2100 beater for free is very nice. Also level 5 to make Volcanosaurus, whatever, the new card that came out. He's okay, but I still prefer going Tiers every day. The next card is the Thunder King. If you're not maining this card, and you can, why? This card is awesome against everything still. It's still a great card, one of the best. Side it, main it, play it. It's a great card. And last card for like monsters, just to have, nice to have, is Doomcowl. Since we lost the Thunder King, a lot of people have been wondering what to replace the third Thunder King with. If you sided the third, or if you mained 3 like me. I've gone with Doomcaliber Knight, because this card is actually really, really well. They have to waste a hand trap to get rid of it. They have to waste some effect that they want just to get rid of it. You can play Protect Doomcowl like you play Protect Thunder King, and you're set. You get both of these on board and then just protect them, you will get game. This is an amazing combo. And also, Light and Dark, Blackluster Soldier is a card. Very, very good. Doomcaliber Knight, I'm falling in love with this format. I'm teching 1 right now in most of my decks I'm playing. It might even go up to 2 because it's that good of a card. On to single cards, that just kind of out there. Soul Taker is still very viable. Heroes are still a deck for some reason. This gets rid of Shining, gets rid of like Pulsar Dragon and Chaos Dragons. It's just a great card. 1-for-1 monster removal is just really good. And it also can help you take care of big beaters that you normally wouldn't be able to deal with. I'll save that one for last, because that's one of my favorites. Royal Decree, just if you can play it, why not? Like I said earlier, traps. If you have a lot of traps, you're gonna do fine. Alright, this card I did a video on. I did a video just on this card a long time ago, and I want to talk about it again. Because it's actually coming back into play in my head. And that is Book of Moon. This card, last format, was okay, mediocre at best. It's not the card it once was. But I can see it gaining play again just because they're bringing back a lot of synchros. And I mean, yeah, it works. Like, it's just another out to synchro plays or XYZ plays or even just blocking attacks. Book of Moon is still a very good card. It's not as good as it once was due to the speed. It is a slow card, but it is, in my mind at least, I can see it gaining play again. This card just another out. I'll talk about Huge Revolution is over. Now, I've seen a lot of players do this at regionals and the past YCS, where they main Starlight. If they're maining Starlight Road, they're probably gonna side this too. Maybe. I would. Just because if you side this, it stops the Fire King match, which once again, Fire Kings aren't a real big deal right now, but when they are, this card gets rid of Garunix. Garunix is a bitch. Just keep that in mind for the future. Mind Crush. Mind Crush is amazing. Lots of decks search. You get to see your opponent's hand. There's a reason Trap Death Shoot was banned. This card is really good. Even if you don't call it right, but I mean, you're gonna wait till you know what they have in their hand, call it, and then get a free look at their hand to make sure. it's going to be even better when prophecies get bigger. How did I forget about prophecies? Okay. Re-switch, going back in time to about forever ago, because this is at 20 minutes now. Holy crap. But I'm still not done. I'm sorry. This is a long video, but it's really, really fun for me. Anyway, back in time. Number 1, water. Camera fell. Not going to edit it. Lazy. Number 1, water. Number 2, rabbit. Number 3, prophecies. 4, fire fist. 6, or 5, dark worlds. Prophecies, amazing. Not as good yet. Wait till next month. Or 2 months. Anyway, Mind Crush. Gonna stop him. Stops a lot of decks. Get to see your opponent hand. Very good card. And it's at 3 now. Not needed to play at 3 unless you're playing Dark Worlds. But this card just very good. At least 2 in most side decks. Because why not? And the number 1 side deck / you should be maining 2 of these at least. Forbidden Lands. There's a reason this card went up to $30. Okay? It is amazing, this format. We lost a Solemn Warning. So what are they going to replace? What are players replacing that with? Bottomless, Dimensional Prison, Fiendish Chain, Compulsory, you know, Torrent. No, they're probably already playing 2 Torrential, but still. They're playing generic trap cards that are not faster than this. So this will save you. Also, destroys the Fire Fist. Because you attack, you declare damage step, they have no response, you chain lands to their monster, they don't get their boost, and they lose 800. This card is just amazing. Macro Rabbit plays 3, and every other deck should be playing 2. Even Fire Fist, because just getting over your opponent's monster, not even, Fire Fist not so much for the spell and trap protection, unless you really need to get a play off, but just for getting over monsters. Sometimes, because you need to do that as well. So every deck should be playing this format. It is very good, and I think that's all I have to talk about. I have 2 more cards that I forgot about here, because they're monsters and they're in the extra deck. Abyss Dweller, still a very relevant card, still very well, and a card that was probably one of the best XYZs 2 formats ago, and that is the newly reprinted Steel Swarm Roach. Now you may be wondering why you say Steel Swarm Roach is good. Because Mermails are number 1. All of them are level 7, the big ones that you care about. Stop them. Get rid of it. Hurts agents? Can't summon Hyperion, can they? Or Christia. Nah. Chaos Dragons are still a deck. They were my number 5, now they're number 6. Anyway. You know, Priestess is level 7. Machina Fortress is level 7. This card is just really good again, and if you can work it into your extra deck, do it. It's gonna be good again, I'm telling you. So that's all I have to say, other than my predictions for YCS Austin, which is gonna be water, obviously. Top 8 is gonna be 5 water, 2 macro rabbit, and a fire fist. And water's gonna win because there's 5 of them in top 8. It's gonna be just like Toronto of last year. Or, yeah, Toronto of September. So that's all I have to say, guys. Please thumbs this video up if you liked it. I'm sorry it was a long video, but you know it was worth it. Comment below me on your thoughts of the meta, where you think it's going to go, what decks you think are going to be the best. I'll tell you what, in April there's going to be a real new deck, a new contender, and it's probably going to be my deck because it's so good. I love it. But comment below your thoughts of where the meta is going to go, your predictions of YCS Austin. Any side deck cards that I might have missed that you like, please, I love to hear it, because if I missed a great idea, I'd like to know it. So please. And also, subscribe to my channel. Now that the season's starting again, I'm getting motivated. I really want to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. So please, subscribe to my channel, share this on Facebook, Twitter, and, you know, just let everybody see it. Because, why not? And, no tournaments yet, so I can't bug you about it. I can bug you about not bugging it, though. So, oh, and one more thumbs up for the still awesome Yu-Gi-Oh poster back there. Duelist Kingdom is the best season anyway. That's not true. Battle City is. And sorry for this running long. I'm rambling now. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you for watching.